Thank you, General Chauhan, for joining me. Sir, your opening comments and what has happened today, sir. Iran in a counter-attack has, hit back at military bases across West Asia, spanning 7 countries, sir.
So, thank you, Karthikya, for calling me. I've been reading, thinking, and we've been sort of talking about what's going to happen and how it's going to happen and why it's going to happen. And one thing was very clear that America wanted Israel to launch first, and then America would sort of come on Israel's side after Iran launched the missiles. So, as far as America is concerned, this is going as per the playbook of the US. Israel attacked, Iran hit back, and now the US will probably attack on behalf of Israel to save Israel. So that's the first issue. But what were the issues involved? Was it their nuclear weapon? Was it to stop Iran from nuclear weapon capability? That's something that's a very big thing for Israel, because it feels that if Iran ever gets nuclear capability, the first target would be Israel always. And if the enrichment program sort of reaches a point of weaponization, the Israelis would actually face an existential threat. But what Iran hopes to gain, firstly, of course, buy strategic time. Secondly, conduct a preemptive strike before it's being attacked. It's described the attack as preemptive, means the Iranian attack risk was imminent or rising. Secondly, strike first rather than absorb missile or drone barrages later. The fact that this was war gamed, that Iran would attack, and after Iran attacked, the US would attack. So what are they really looking at? They're looking at trying to destroy the missile and drone infrastructure of Iran, because the moment Iran opens up the complete area of where Iran has its missile and drone infrastructure, the complete thing becomes visible to the Americans. You mentioned the weapon systems that are around the Gulf. You mentioned the Raptors. You mentioned the sensors. You mentioned the Hawkeyes. You mentioned the immense amount of the array of electronic equipment that is there. They're all there to make sure that Iran opens up what it has, so that the entire thing becomes visible to the US. And if you remember the last time when we spoke of the fact that the Chinese and the Americans were Chinese and Russians were exercising there, and the Chinese have been actually opening up the American deployment completely. So all these issues must have sort of gained ground, and they must have decided that this is the right time to hit. And the best way to go was Israel hitting first, and then coming to the aid of Israel, because that looks good economically. That's not economically, but looks good for the politicians in the US. The fourth point is a very important point, that by weakening Iran, they're also weakening Iran's regional proxy network, the Hezbollah, the militias in Syria and Iraq, and the other armed groups in the Middle East. These are dominant groups in the Middle East. By hitting Iran and weakening Iran, they are looking to cut the ring of fire strategy surrounding Israel. And after the hit that they have done, the idea is that, will they immediately stop? Will there be some kind of deterrence after the exchanges? After the 2025 air war and the missile exchanges, Israel wanted to re-establish its dominance and credibility. And these attacks are actually attacks that are trying to re-establish their dominance. This is the main issue. And then, of course, the idea that the US is so totally with them at the present moment, it was a given, Karthik, that they would hit them first, that they would do but this particular thing, and they would exploit a temporary military advantage. Strategic analysts actually, I've been thinking, I feel that Israeli strikes when it perceives Iranian defenses or political conditions are vulnerable. And at the moment, we know what is happening inside Iran, and they are vulnerable. And this actually would help achieve a favorable balance of power rather than later.